So I posted a picture on Twitter a little while ago about a new game that I got in, Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo, the original Nintendo Entertainment System. And a lot of people were kind of confused as to how I have this, how does this exist? Well, it was actually a project that was done by a Chinese company for a Nintendo clone system. They wanted to, I assume, bring some more interest back to this system. In their mind, I guess it wasn't popular enough, or maybe they wanted a challenge to do this. And believe it or not, they actually did a pretty good job with this. I'm a little surprised, really, how much they got on here. They got the entire game. You could play the whole thing on the NES. They borrowed some sprites from the Super Nintendo even. It's very interesting. But what we're going to do today, we're going to actually play some of this. Now, we will eventually dive into the hardware at some point down the road. I'll open it up and kind of talk about what's in this to make this all possible. But today, I figured we could do some gameplay. We could play a little bit of the opening act, and you guys can see how this looks on the NES, because it's pretty impressive, I'll be honest. So here we are. I am recording this through the Retron HD system, through HDMI and an Elgato capture device. It's running at 720p with what the Retron puts out. So we should get a decent enough picture through HDMI. I'm just going to go ahead and start new game. It has the logo, of course, and everything. And it has the Shenzhen for China at the top. Right away, the train scene for Final Fantasy VII, of course, how they start it. And here we are with Barret and Cloud. Has that 8-bit look like the original Final Fantasy, or even you could say Final Fantasy 2 or 3. Probably closer to Final Fantasy 3 with the visual representation they have. So we'll go right into combat, and look at that. Looks like old school Final Fantasy, but you have Cloud, and and it's pretty cool. Let's fight through these guys real quick. And not a ton of stuff happening on screen because, of course, it's an NES. It's not going to give you like PlayStation visuals or anything like that. But so far, so good. So we got some experience, Gil, and we're going to push on to more battles. Remember, if you played the PlayStation 1 version, there was a lot of fighting in the beginning when you got right off the train. So we're going to just power through these guys. Maybe I'll use some magic real quick. Oh, he used bolts. There you go. That's the bolt animation. Not much. So I have bolt. I'll use that on him real quick. They do have the materia system and everything too. I remember when I played through this a little while ago, they had materia as well that I could get. So let's power through this. You can see at the top you have that warping screen effect. Classic, I guess, NES style. Let's just keep going here. Kind of run. Let me see what's in the menu here. We have our magic, equip. Yeah, so you have all of your standard stuff here. Buster Sword. That's actually leveling up. Interesting. Alright, so let's go. Let's keep moving here. Biggs, wow, you used to be in Soldier, alright. Not every day you find over one in a group like Avalanche. So here's the other thing people don't realize. Text takes up a lot of space in these older games. So text was probably the hardest thing to fit on this game, believe it or not, because it was 3 discs on the PS1, and that's a lot of text that has to move over. I don't know if they moved all the text over, but I have to imagine because they tried to keep it as close to the original as they could, there had to have been at least a good amount of that text moving over. Maybe they left some NPCs out that don't actually matter just to fit it on here, but I do know it was it's a 2 megabyte game on the NES, which is massive, by the way. Earthbound, for example, one of the other bigger RPGs, the original one, was 256 megabytes, or 256 kilobytes, I should say. So you could see this game is much larger, 8 times larger than that then. So it is impressive, I think, that they were able to get this on here. So let's keep moving along here. Tell me that I can run. I already know that. Yep. This is obviously the opening scene where you're blowing up one of the factories. And I know we do fight the boss and everything as well. So we'll get Barret in our party here. Wife of the planet. Yep. If you played Final Fantasy VII, you know exactly what's going on here. It's just it looks weird because it's in this 8-bit demake look. I actually kind of like it. I'm a fan of the retro games though, so this is kind of fun. Here we go. So we have Cloud and Barret. Barret obviously shoots, so he'll help me with the back row of enemies now as we go forward here. So keep running. They're going to... Oh, we got the code for the door. They're going to go ahead and unlock the doors for us. Code deciphered, code deciphered. Code deciphered, code deciphered. Alright, good. And I guess we're good. Now wait for him to walk around. Oh, man. Okay. That nice Yeah, okay, here we go. So we have back row enemies now that I'll have Barrett. Barrett looks really funny. I don't know why that looks funny to me, but it really does. So we'll let Barrett shoot him, and oh, he missed the pumpkin guy. He looks like a pumpkin to me. That's the thing about 8-bit visuals, which is really funny. It's kind of left up to your imagination a lot. You know what I mean? It's you can kind of, like, the Atari was the best with that. You'd pretty much see things as you want to see them. But that guy looks like a pumpkin to me. And these guys are actually taking some damage. I mean, they're not dealing out a lot of damage, so it's not a big deal, but they are certainly taking some damage. I mean, I've hit that mirror. Is that what that is? A mirror in the back? Hit the mirror quite a bit. So he healed himself for 200, which means he must have 200 health. So one more hit from Cloud should finish him, and then we got to work on this mirror back here. Yep, there we go. Got rid of him, and then we'll fight this guy. I will say these battles, they take a little while, but there's no active battle system. If you remember Final Fantasy VII, it was an active time battle system, so you could set it like that. There was also a way you could set it so it's not that way, but it looks like this is just straight up turn-based. Straight up, so that's fine, I guess. I'm gonna... Ooh, whoa. I don't even know what you call those things. They're like squids, or... I guess we'll fight these guys and try to get to the boss here soon. So I think he's coming up pretty quick. I know this beginning part's not very long. And they have a lot of enemies in this first room. Look, I got a goblin, and I don't even know what that would be at the bottom there. That looks kind of like... I don't know why. It reminds me... maybe it's just the hat. Reminds me of Gino from Mario with boxing gloves. Some of these enemies are really funny looking in 8-bit. I like it a lot. It's actually really funny. So we'll get through these guys. I think we're coming up on the next room now. So we'll wipe through these guys real quick, and then I guess we'll press on to the boss, which should be that really cool scorpion boss that has the tail that raises. So we'll see how they handle that here. Okay, so I'm in like the final run up here to I assume to be the boss. This is like the actual reactor here. So we're gonna blow this part up, and I should get that scorpion jumping out to fight from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Here we go. So this is like the boss battle part, I guess. That's the part where he, like, I think Sephiroth, like, messes with his mind, because, you know, Cloud's running with a lot of issues psychologically with Sephiroth and everyone messing with him. Yep, there we go. So there's the scorpion. This is, if you remember, this is a scorpion in the beginning of Final Fantasy VII that had the tail that rises and falls, and you can get hit pretty hard if you attack at the wrong time. Now, I still have yet to level up for some reason. I don't know what's going on, because it tells me I get a ton of experience, but then it doesn't seem to add to the experience bar, so I don't know if something's going on to where it's glitched with me right now. Maybe that's just the way it is with this game currently, but... because I remember playing it the other day, and it wasn't doing this, so I don't know. But I'm gonna see where we can get here, see if I can get through this guy at a decent speed, because sometimes these fights take a while. Like, I mean... I did a fight just then that I cut out that took a long time to play through. So let's see if we can get anywhere with this guy. So he's taking I miss with Bolt. Man, I don't remember Bolt. Bolt wouldn't miss that much before. I know that. It was a pretty good hit most times. So we're gonna keep trying to power through him. I want to see how they. I wonder if his tail just changes, like it just changes to a different sprite. That's what I'm curious about. Because you see his tail back there is kind of drooping there. I'm curious if they'll just change his sprite, and then I gotta wait. So a lot of times that's what you do in Final Fantasy VII. You would wait for the tail to kind of drop back down before you fought him more. It usually would give you time to heal if you did it right. So I don't really need to heal right now, but I'd like to see if he'll raise his tail up, or if that's just not included here. I hope they include it, because that would actually be pretty cool. So we're gonna keep rolling through here and see how many hits it takes for this guy, because I'm not even doing that much damage. I might have to just start using Bolt a lot and hope that it just hits him. And maybe Stone. I don't think Stone did that much damage, though. So Stone hits and it does 30, and Bolt does 54, so it's going to be a little bit of just kind of grinding away at this guy. Like I said, I haven't leveled up despite gaining quite a bit of experience, so I don't know if just something's going on right now in the background with this game. Because the one thing I will say about this game, depending on where you get it, it can be kind of glitchy. I've seen it so far with this version. where it's glitchy. I got this on Etsy for about $30, so maybe this version is glitchy at times. I don't know. I mean, the fact that it's on the Nintendo in the first place is pretty crazy, but I guess I'm gonna keep swinging away at this guy and see what happens. Oh. Okay, I beat him. Nothing crazy happened, but I won. Alright, so that's just a quick look at Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo. I know it sounds weird to say that, but yeah, it's out there. You can get it. Maybe look around at who you get it from to make sure it's the good version. There is one currently that is also a ROM that people have been working to patch vigorously. They were doing this at romhacking.net for quite a while, and they actually fixed a lot of the issues with this game as well. So maybe look into that too if you have like a Raspberry Pi and you just want to try it on like an emulator station or something. It might be worth just trying it out and seeing what you think, because some of the improvements they make all the time with new patches seems like this can actually turn into a really cool game on the Nintendo, specifically one to just try out here and there. But thanks guys for tuning in to check this out. I'll probably take it apart and we'll look at it further from a hardware perspective as well, and I'll give you guys a little more of a backstory on it, probably in a separate video. But thanks for joining me this Sunday, and I'll see you next time.